Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are joining us to our first presentation in Regenera Travel Summit. Thank you for joining us, and we do hope that this is an amazing opportunity to educate, inspire, and connect every viewer, listener, or curious individual when it comes to this. So we want to get direct into our presentation. We have going to the Netherlands and we're going to be presenting Marco Rock. Marco is a circular strategist with a deep rooted belief that people are the driving force behind meaningful change, both in business and in society. With years of experience advising organizations on how to build empowered teams and foster sustainable growth, Marco brings a unique blend of strategic insight and human centered thinking to every stage. At the heart of Marco's work is a commitment to stability and well being. He helps entrepreneurs and leaders define their vision, what he calls the dot on the horizon, and equips them with practical tools grounded in core values. His approach is not about coaching, but about inspiring and enabling people to connect with each other with greater purpose. Whether speaking about circularity, leadership, or organizational resilience, he always brings the conversation back to what matters most: leaving a livable planet for the next generation. And we have the opportunity to talk to Marco and his partner Victoria for some reason or the other may have difficulty connecting with us this morning. So Marco, you're going to be on your own this morning and you're going to be presenting with us. So the stage is yours.
Thank you, Suzanne. Um, yes, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. As Suzanne said, my name is Marco Roch. I'm the co-founder of Circular Clarity, and together with my business partner Arjen, we have created a organization which helps mainly SMEs in their journey towards a circular economy. And today I would like to present a opportunity for Honduras, for the Meametela area, where we are already working together with Vienna and her team on some activities to restore the region over there. And if you can go to the next slide, please. And the next slide, thank you. So in the Netherlands, we have a organization which calls Trees for All. And Trees for All is an organization which is funded by um, businesses and private persons to restore trees, to restore nature in the Netherlands, but also abroad. And based on this idea, um, I created the Reefs for All concept. Why and where is this coming from? And that is, I would like to take you through this. Um, so in the Netherlands, we are supporting the business Blue Linked. Blue Linked is working on nature restoration projects in the North Sea, basically by means of um oysters or other species which will be um, grown in a hatchery on a substrate and later on will be deployed in the sea on a mass scale to restore reefs which were there for decades but disappeared because of mankind fisheries um, and of course heating up the oceans. So our vision is to create a thriving global network of restored marine ecosystems by 2040. And this is basically linked to, for example, United Nations decade on ecosystem restoration, 2021-2030, but also the SDGs of 13 and 14, 13 climate action and 14 life below water. So that is the overall vision which we have created um, um, in nature restoration out of circular clarity for our customer Blue Linked. And this is what we want to expand also to Honduras with the Reefs for All concept. And Reefs for All strengthens the active nature restoration strategy. It's offering opportunities to license the ReefBooster. ReefBooster is a product which you also seen the picture before. Um, and deploy and monitor projects that support active nature restoration at scale in suitable locations. So that is the idea. And we would like to do that locally, connected to the local community to bring there also a value to them, but also a value of the, the part of tourism. We know that tourism in general is not sustainable, but we can make it more sustainable when we connect that to adding values to local communities and adding value to nature restoration. And the beauty is that, um, let's say, during this summit, but also papers which has been published lately, like from the WEF, and also an academic paper that you can identify four generative principles. First of all, active ecosystem restoration. It's a proactive healing of nature. And this is the central focus for Reefs for All, mobilizing donations and tech, which is the reef booster, to actively restore coral reefs and rewilding our oceans. The second one, community empowerment and equity. Local people drive and benefit. Reefs for All is a community first model. Local youth and fishers trained as reef stewards, creating green jobs. The third is regenerative tourism integration. Tourism supports restoration and culture. Uh, Tourism is reimagined as a positive force. And this summit is also vowed to redefine tourism to help and heal the planet. This is one of the third foundational element. And the fourth is the innovation and partnerships, collaboration, technology, and knowledge. And the summit showcased partnerships across the sectors like circular clarity with the strategic and funding platform, and Blue Linked with the marine science innovation, collaborate with NGOs like Oceans at Work in the Netherlands and local entities. So that is, let's say, the four regenerative principles which forms the foundation of the Reefs for All concept. So if I go to, if we can go one slide back, please. Thank you. So in summary, Reefs for All, together we build healthy ecosystems. It will restore livelihoods. What we always do within circular clarity is looking to multiple values. So local communities as being the social aspect, nature as being the ecological aspect, but also the economics of a region or a country. So with this platform or this idea, we want to redefine tourism to help heal the planet, restore marine life with the Reef Booster donation program. We know that in the coastal area of Honduras, there are many problems, also with the corals. And as a mankind, we can do and we must do something there. So healthy reefs strengthens the biodiversity and improve coastal protection, which is very important with the climate change we are facing at this moment. Sustainable development in collaboration and for local communities. This is so important that we engage the local communities in that area, and also that they learn how to deal with that. Connect to existing regenerative programs. So we are really seeking also connection with other programs which are in that area already existing, but also the corporate partnerships to reach the goals we have in mind. So if we go to the next slide, please. So before I go a little bit into detail, I already talked about coral reefs. I talked about biodiversity. We talked about expanding impact and public engagement for Reefs for All. The objectives of this all is to democratize the access to marine restoration through micro donations. That can be through partnerships, that can be through um, tourism, people coming to Honduras, create a transparent and engaging platform for individuals and businesses to fund reef regeneration, integrate coral restoration into regenerative tourism, and this is important also for especially businesses who want to engage in that, is um, that it can be part of their ESG strategy, environmental, social governance strategies, which mainly also in Europe and also in the US are important as being part of an overall strategy. And at the end, to build also a global community of reef guardians. So how can it work? That you see also on the slide. So for example, donation tiers. So one reef booster with some oysters on it can cost. These are just examples of values, 50 euros or $50. 1 square meter of reef booster can be a 150 euros or dollars. But also you can sponsor a youth reef steward for a week for 500. This is all just ideas at this moment. This has to be worked out in a real platform, and this is just an introduction of an idea. Um, as also what you can read here is the ideation phase we are in at the moment. Um, Then digital certificates and impact reports, especially for businesses, to be used in the ESG reporting, tourism integration, like with daily travel, um, where people are booking traveling to Honduras, where they can pay for nature restoration. Um, Important also is the corporate partnerships. Um, the way we work normally also within Circular Clarity is to bridge, let's say, the funding, the money from one place to another place. And we know that the corporate organizations do have money to invest in ESG projects, for example, by adopting a reef to support their brand. Uh, Other ideas is gamification, community, leaderboards, badges, social sharing, reef gardens, club for recurring donors. That are all ideas. If we can go to the next slide, just to give you a little bit an idea of where we are at this moment. The Reefs for All idea is just in the ideation phase, but at the back end, we have all the knowledge, we have the experience, we have the product like the Reef Booster, but also to, if you want to, um, let's say, create the oyster spat, which is today's baby, the oyster larvae or the coral larvae, in case for Honduras, we would like to grow them locally. And we can do that with what we call here the Motion Ocean, which is a container, a 40-feet container with a hatchery inside where you can raise coral larvae, which then be grown on the reef booster and can then be deployed into the ocean by means of local fishermen, ships, etc. So a lot of the let's say experience we already have in hand. And what is now important, if you can go to the next slide, is to find partnerships, to find people, to find businesses, to find organizations who are able to help and make this happen. How can you contribute? Yeah, by connecting to us, um, to Circular Clarity, to be part of this summit, and reach out to us and see how we can make Reach for All happening. So what we are looking for travel agencies, like of course Bailey Travel, local community experts around the Miami Tela area. We are already in contact with some experts, but how bigger the team, how better it is. Other nature restoration projects and initiatives in Honduras, governmental bodies on nature restoration. So this is something we're really seeking local connections, local people who have those connections, coral reef experts, and for example, also divers, people who are already diving and can help us in setting up the projects. Um, so this is what we are looking for, seeking that collaboration. So if you know somebody, if you are somebody, if you feel that you want to contribute to make this happen for Honduras, for the Miami Tela area, then please reach out. And I'm looking towards if there are any questions, comments, which I can answer. I don't hear you.
Um, Hello, can you hear
Yeah.
me? Okay. Oh wow, no, I loved your presentation. I think wow, it's something that we really need here, because I have seen actually how it's being more and more damaged the coral reefs. Like I have been to Cayos Cochinos many times, to Uyutila. I have my diver's license and everything, and I can see how it has deteriorated. Like so much the last years. You can see that the corals have lost their color. There's a lot less, coral places. Like it has been destroyed. I think it has also been destroyed due to the cruise ship docks, and well, I think also the global warming or something, it's causing a damage. And actually we well, if we continue like that, I think we will get to a point that we will be like Florida, no, that Florida almost has no corals anymore. And thank God here we still have. And actually from here, from Tela, they are sending corals to, like you say, like to this type of coral restoration places, and they are like breeding them in something similar, I think. And then they are like trying to get it back, no, to bring back the corals. um so I think we are on time, no, to reverse.
Mhm.
And I love it. I think it's a great project. It is a project that I look forward to collaborating with, because, well, as you know, Baloo Travel, also 10% of our revenue, we like to invest it in regenerative projects, no, in back in the community, back in the nature. So I think it's very important, and yeah, it's I think it's a great project. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, we will see how we make it happen. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that this
Susan
we
was
need
very
time.
excited when when
Yeah,
you were explaining it.
yeah,
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist. And I had a run in with a science teacher, which changed. Can you hear me?
yeah.
So I had a run in with a science teacher and changed, but I was really, really fascinated by all things of the ocean for a greater part of my childhood and part of my adolescence. And in Taylor, the 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 fact that Honduras has the kind of coral that can actually that can actually help reforest in a lots of other places where sadly the coral has been destroyed completely. That's an amazing blessing for this country that a lot of people, may be afraid to travel to because they hear about violence and statistics and elements. But in reality, there's this whole other side of what the country can offer. And what I found interesting, Marco, was when you talked about the tourism strategies. Could you expand a little more on how can we, or what kind of tourism strategies can we use to tie into the coral reef restoration ideas?
Yeah, as I said also in one of the slides is, funding, let's say, coral reef restoration means that we need to set up, let's say, local expertise and also local infrastructure to make that happen. And
Yes,
getting that funded can come from different sources, for also from tourism. So
exactly. Sorry.
and I think one of the things you could do, and I think Vienna, that also, is that a percentage of, let's say, somebody is paying to come over to Honduras can be
Mhm.
invested
Of course, yes.
into this project.
Yes, exactly. And we also, I think when you were talking about it, I had an idea like you can even make a product from this. You can give a tour
Yep,
about teaching
yep,
people how
yep,
you restore the reefs, no?
correct.
And I think that would be a really really nice tour, and people love these types of tours
Yeah,
of how to regenerate yeah, the corals. Like for example, we have the Macaw Bird Park in Honduras that they do something similar like what you want to do with the coral reefs, but they do it with the guacamayas, which is actually the national bird of Honduras. And they rescue the guacamayas, the waras, macaws, sorry, the macaws. And they also have like a breeding facility that they breed them there, and they liberate them, no, after some time, when
hmm
they are like when they have passed certain like process,
Maturity.
like maturity, then they make liberations of the macaws, and it's beautiful because it's like many 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 macaws, and it's really beautiful, and people do tours to go and see, all the Macaw Bird Park. They attend to these events, the liberation events. So it's also possible to create regenerative tour travel products from these types of initiatives, no? That's
correct.
also
Yeah,
I'm
and
standing a
this
little.
is also called by the report of the WEF, Principle One: Adapt and Personalize Offerings for Conscious Travelers. This is exactly what you described there. So if we can make a blueprint of this, then you can use it for multiple ideas. So maybe not only reach for all, but also for other opportunities you have in your area.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for me as an educator, if that's my mainstream development, I think that I also love the idea of festivals. So like listening to both of you on tourism strategies, I just like thinking bigger of what it would be like to have literally a reef festival, or because I mean Honduras, after the Marianas in Australia, are the second deepest trenches in the
Hmm.
world, which is one of
Hmm.
the reasons why it's a place where so many divers come in this region in order to explore because of that. And to be able to generate festivals, to be able to bring people in and generate new interest and what it would look like in arts and craft, get schools to be involved, and have that celebration of what marine reef life or reef restoration, being that the quality of coral in Honduras can actually create reforestation of reefs in other parts of the world. It's really something pretty important, and it's really underappreciated by the government. So I think we come back, I think we touched on this even in our podcast conversations,
Hmm.
the need for local government to step up
Yep.
and get involved, because
Yep.
if the community is going to prosper, we do need local government to get involved and say, hey, okay, we have restaurateurs, we have craftspeople, we have all these different initiatives, and we can create a reef walk. We can do things in order to. I think I'm understanding, and I think as I would say a baby in the regenerative world, I would consider myself a babe after listening to all the different individuals we've been able to interview. That I'm beginning to connect now how business has been done in the past, and you have a major thing, and then there's so much trash that's created after it. But what if we were to build festivals that were ecologically minded, that brought in revenue for sustainable projects, and at the same time educate the society? I mean, like you said, it's at the stage of ideation. I mean, creating the ideas in order to build. But I think I can see it crystallizing in my mind. And I do hope that anyone that looks at and listens to Circular Clarity can, engage more with your services, what you guys are offering, and be able to find more ways to connect us, and hopefully we will get people from local government to listen and sit in on these kinds of conversations. Thank you very much, Marco, for your
You're
time,
welcome.
for sharing your knowledge and your expertise with us. I appreciate my
And,
learning.
and I just want to give also my 50 cents. uh,
5 cents.
5 cents, sorry, more 5 cents. No, and say that it's really impressive, like the connections Marco has with Circular Clarity, like the type of professionals he connects you with. Marco is extremely professional and, well, like very straightforward, very Dutch, very efficient.
Thank you.
So yeah, it's a I really enjoy working with Marco because yeah, he has very uh
Straightforward. You would say direct. Clear.
very like innovative ideas.
Oh, okay.
Like he's always looking like ways, but he's very passionate about everything that has to do with regeneration, no, with restoring ecosystems, with cleanups. He loves it. You can see how passionate he is about it, and he connects like everyone. So yeah, so no, count with all our support with Belu Travel. We will see how we develop this project, because I also think we really need it. There's some things that we are already doing in Honduras, I think, but I don't know if it's enough, because I have seen it's getting too deteriorated and too fast. So yeah, I think now that we have the technology, no, we have to invest also in technology, in expertise, to bring that expertise in that technology. And I also call the government, as Susan said, like the governments, this is an investment, a good investment they should make. Like instead of spending money in well, in something else, this is a good types of investments, no, for
Yep.
nature. So the nature will say, be grateful with it, and the communities too, because they will be healthier, they will have healthier reefs, so that tourists will be happier, and there will be have other types of tours, restoration tours, which the people is willing to pay more for, actually. So yeah, it brings a lot of benefits. So thank you for sharing this beautiful idea with us, Marco. This beautiful project.
We look forward to
we
seeing
look
them next year. We're
yes,
hoping that we're doing this online.
we're visualizing already this project running and everything.
Yes, visiting with everyone. Maybe starting off with a small festival where local community gets. Because I think if anything I've learned from you guys is that the focus of regeneration is the community,
Yes.
connecting the community and getting, that sense of autonomy, developing their autonomy and their empowerment to improve their quality of life. And if they do it on a small scale, then that by itself it multiplies as it extends to schools and as it extends to other programs. So definitely, oh, my brain is like, it's just running away with ideas, and I look forward to future conversations and the panel discussions that you guys are going to participate on as our summit continues.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for me, that's it. That's a wrap for me. Thank you very much, Marco.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, Marco, for sharing everything with us and for your support as well. And well, so bye. And and I just want to remind everyone that you can register now free in our members area, regeneratravel.com, and you will have the first module for free. You can watch all the first module. So yeah, the best investment you can do is in yourself, in learning. So yeah, we want to give you that gift, and happy World Tourism Day. It was the perfect talk for Tourism Day. Thank you so much, Marco.
And tomorrow,
Thank you.
Summit continues tomorrow. So we're going to be having an amazing session with the AHAM CEO, who will be leading us in an experimental event. So come regenerate yourself with us tomorrow.
Yeah, starting with us, no? It's important for us to regenerate first in order to regenerate other things.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Take care.